Hey, you all, it is Wednesday, and I am here to do my weekly, almost weekly Facebook Live. And I'm happy if you can and will join me. So I'm just going to wait just a few minutes to see if more people hop on. Always love that. Um, so let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. We are on StreamYard right now, which means that if you're gonna comment on what I'm saying, and I hope you do because I hate to talk to myself, you show up on StreamYard for me as a fake Facebook user. So I don't see your name, and I'd much rather talk to people that I'd much rather talk to you rather than to Facebook user. So if you choose to comment, um, be sure that you put your name in the comment section so I can see who's with me. Um, Also, if you're watching on the replay, welcome. Don't feel that you are alone. So once we're done with the Facebook Live today, I am going to file it so that it stays on the Facebook stream. And I always circle back to see if there are any comments that I've missed live to interact with you, especially the people who are seeing the replay, to interact with you and answer any questions or just interact. So that's what's going on. So if anybody has joined me, I would love to know who you are so I know who I'm talking to. Just put your name um, in the, I just want to make sure that I'm showing up on Facebook. So give me just a second. I have to refresh. That's right. I forgot about that. Give me a second. Okay. Good, good, good. So if you're joining me live, as I said earlier, put your name in the comment section so I know who I'm talking to. So let me get started. I'm Elise Tager. I'm a business coach to a business coach to ambitious female entrepreneurs, and I work with women who want to break through that 100K level and grow their business beyond where they are now. Typically, that happens in the first year or two. And what happens when they hit that 100K level is they get into overwhelm, overdrive, and they don't know how to make a happening business happen based on how they've been running their business. So that's typically the entrepreneurs, the women that I work with. Um, if this is you, I'd love to talk to you. If this is not you and there are other aspects to your business that you feel you need help with, jump on in and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. But let's get back to the topic of the day, which is slow down to speed up. So I might have said, instead of slow down, I might have said streamline to speed up. Same thing though. So let me just tell you that this is on a spoiler alert. This one's not about tactics or your offer or your pricing. This is really how I'd like you to see and craft your business on an overview for going forward. And the reason I'm doing this one right now, this Facebook Live right now, is coming out of my own experience. I was hustled out. So let me a little bit of background. So you may or may not know, I've been taking care of my husband. I've been his full-time caregiver for the past 6 years. He passed away in January of this year, and I took some time, to regroup. And when I did jump back into my business, it was with both feet and both hands and all toes, and I just was hustling my little heart out. This is what happens. I was thinking that the harder I hustled, the more business I would do. And this is what that looks like. You are working hard. You're not getting the results that you hoped for. This is typically what gets you in this horrible loop. You're not doing as well as others are doing. You're not doing as well as you feel you should be doing. So you're going to work harder. You're going to work more days. You're going to put out more products. You're going to put out more services. You're going to double down on the social media posting that you're doing. You just start working harder. But more is not better. More gets you more tired, and it gets you back into this loop where you are hustling and not seeing the results. Because at a certain point, you're just not going to see the results of all that work. So some people have joined me. Come say hello on your comments. Let me know who you are. Put your name in the comment section so I know who you are and I can say hi back. So how do you end this loop? That's what I want to talk to you about today. And this is again, I'm telling you from my own experience. Um, you might be at a point in your business where you are hustling because your business has gotten big. It's gotten bigger than you can handle right now, given the way you've set up your business to get to this point. So how are you going to get out of this endless loop? And what I found when I came back after my husband's death is that I had to slow it way down. And in slowing it way down and streamlining my business, I got crystal clear on what activities I was doing that were worthwhile and what activities I was doing that were sucking my energy and were a waste of time. So I want to share some of that with you today. Not all of this is tactics. A lot of this is mental because really the topic today is all about also protecting your mental energy, not just your physical energy and your time, right? As an entrepreneur, we can spend time, we can spend money, we can spend energy. And I think that last is an area we frequently discount, right? Because who thinks about energy? But if you're in burnout or if you are overwhelmed or if you are feeling like you're working too much, this is where you need to take a step back and think about protecting your energy. So these are some of the things that I want to suggest that you take a look at and you might want to start doing for yourself. Bunch of suggestions. The first is things to say no to or to streamline in your business to simplify and grow. So some of these things rob you of time, others rob you of mental energy. Both are equally important. So start practicing the art of saying no, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Not every opportunity is the right one. Not every opportunity is something that needs to have your attention. Um, Start thinking about where and when you can and should be saying no. Another thing that you want to think about is other people, how other people can rob you of energy. Other people's opinions. Who do you listen to? I listen to people who have done what I want to be doing, which is getting my business, to the 7K level. I want to listen to the people who've done that and really know what it takes to get there. And I don't want to listen to too many of them. That's really the other people. The other thing is that, so when I say listen to other people, say no to other people, there's so much noise in the online world. So there are webinars to attend, there are challenges to attend, there are, newsletters to sign up for. There's so much stuff. And I would tell you to really fine tune who you're open to receiving information from to just a few choice people. Because I find that I get overwhelmed if I'm listening to too many voices. It drowns out my voice, and my voice is the most important in my business. So other people's opinions, you want to start streamlining and saying no to that. If that means you have to unsubscribe from newsletters, say no to webinars, so many people are reaching out in DMs. Just learn who are the people you want to listen to and not get distracted by the others. In that same vein, everybody with me? In that same vein, who are the toxic people and toxic energy that you need to say no to? Just because someone's been a friend for a long time doesn't necessarily mean that they are providing healthy energy to you, right? And we all have friends like this who mean the best by giving us advice that we haven't asked for and may not be appropriate. We all have people in our lives who are the people who always find the glass half empty. These are the ones that I carve out of my life really quickly. Or on the extreme end of that spectrum, they're toxic. So one of the joys of getting older, and I'm probably the oldest person in the room right now, is that my feeling is that I don't have time for this. I don't have time for anybody who does anything but feeding my energy. And so I don't want anybody in my life who is toxic or providing toxic energy is doing anything but lifting me up. So, whoever's on the line, do you just interact with me a little bit? Do you have any people in your life that are in your way? Could be relatives, could be old friends, could be business associates. Are there people in your life right now that are not feeding you in a positive way? Let me hear in the chat. These are the people that I would suggest that you very politely pull away from because it's not helping you. It's not helping you streamline where you're putting your energy and making your life better. Okay, so toxic people and toxic energy. Another thing that I have started saying no to is short term thinking. This is don't be reactive. Make sure that you know what your overall goal is, whether it's a number that you want to achieve in your business, whether it's a healthy, more healthy than ever work life balance, whether, as I did recently, I decided I was only going to work 30, 35 days a week and I was not going to work more than that. That was my goal. And so anything that takes me off track, I'm really going to take a look at. Is that worth my time? Is it going to be a distraction? It's just don't get caught up in short-term thinking. It doesn't fuel you to get to your long-term goals. Let me check some of the comments here. I've already backed. Someone says, Facebook user, I don't know who you are, but you said I've already backed away from them. I don't have the energy to deal with it. Yeah. It takes energy, right, to try to lift up other people. And that's not what you're here for. Really, it's not, unless they're paying you. That's not what you're here for. You're here to be fed by the energy of other people. Hey, Facebook user, tell me who you are. You guys who are online, I'm so glad that you're here. But again, I'm on StreamYard. I can't see you. I just see Facebook users. So in the comments section, say, hi, I'm Elise, so I know who I'm talking to. At the head of your comments, so I can see who you are. So yeah, getting people who are toxic out of your life, so important. This one's going to sound funny, but if you're at the point in your business where you're rocking and rolling, and you are on a success ride, don't buy into your own bullshit. Don't think it's going to last forever. Don't let success whisk you away. Be careful. If you are in growth mode and you're doing really well, more power to you. But don't take it for granted. You want to be very careful that you are coming at your business with that scrappy beginner's energy, right? You want to be constantly reinvesting in what you do, emotionally reinvesting in what you do, making sure it works for you. Don't buy into your own momentum. I guess that momentum can make you think that life's a breeze and it's all going to go uphill. It's all going to be better from here. Don't let that happen. Make sure that you continue to check in with yourself so you continue to be invested in the best way in your business and you're not buying into your own uber success. So let me check in comments again. Sean, so glad you're here. Jean Harrison, so glad you're here. Ladies, good, I have names. So glad you're here. So, okay, so let me go on. And don't be shy in the comments. You know I hate it when I'm talking to myself. Okay, so we talked about other people, toxic people and toxic energy, short-term thinking, not buying into your own bullshit. Another one, being aware of your opportunity cost. So everything that you say yes to means you're saying no to something else. Or you can say yes to things that are going to take far more energy and attention that you might get returns from. So is a new idea an opportunity that's going to take you away from your goal, right? I've said the most important thing now is to know where you want to be in your business and your life. And whether you write it all over your wall, you want to know where you're trying to go. So is there an opportunity where the opportunity is more costly than the end result? So here's an example. I've said no to doing a podcast for a long time. I don't feel that the payout's going to be worth my attention or my energy or my output. I feel there are enough podcasts in the world. I guest on a lot of podcasts, but I don't want to do my own. I feel I don't want to add to the noise. I don't want to distract myself from what I'm doing with my business. To me, that's the opportunity cost is too high. And I've looked at it and I've listened to my mentors and I thought, this one I'm going to say no to. So anytime you see an opportunity, I got to go do that. Think about what the cost might be and evaluate it that way. Again, I'm trying to get you to streamline the business that you're running right now so you aren't running yourself ragged. Um, okay. So, in that same vein, stop trying to do too much. Do you have too many offers? Are you on too many social media platforms? Mostly women who are trying to grow their business, who are trying to level up their business and their revenue and their output, level up their business. Find the first thing they do is more offers, more programs, more courses, more fill in the blank, being on more networking events, doing more whatever it is. I want to challenge you to take a look at how you could possibly streamline your offers as an example and have one or two that you are going to go all in on and not get yourself distracted with the other things that are maybe revenue generating, but maybe might not be the same level of revenue generation opportunity that your main offers will. So I am guilty of this, right? So I've got a number of courses that I put out there and then pulled back. And in the last 6 months, I've pulled back everything except for my one-to-one coaching and a program that I'm running. So that's it. And even though I have all of those other coaching programs and courses in the can, ready to go, it's a distraction. And so I just want to make sure that my attention, my promotional attention, my financial attention, my energy expenditure is spent on these one or two things, period. So that I can go deep and make sure I'm selling as much of this to the right people. Also, social media platforms, do not be sucked into that. Talk about an energy suck. I have said no to Clubhouse. I don't do much on Twitter. I personally focus on Instagram and Facebook, sometimes on LinkedIn. But I find that the more spread out I get, the more diluted I get, right? My message gets diluted. I'm not really interacting with the people that I want to engage with. So if you're trying to do too much, and again, the underlying message here is more is not better. I would challenge you to look at your business. Where are you doing too much? And could you streamline it so that you're only doing a few things really, really well? So, okay. Just checking for comments. Don't see any. Um, other things. Other things to say no to. I talk about this so much time. Perfection, right? Give it up. We've talked about this so much. Get it out. Get whatever you're doing, get it out there, right? Make sure that you are doing a Facebook Live every week in your group. You're going in front of your audience. You are putting a newsletter out. You are doing whatever it is to promote your work. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's never going to be perfect. So make sure that you are not suffering from perfection paralysis. This is going to keep you, this is crazy making. And I would say that messy is better than not done. Done is better than perfect. That's the phrase. But if you're still struggling with perfection and the necessity of being perfect, please give that up. That is such a waste of time. Okay, here comes some other ones that I think are surprisingly seductive. The things that I want you to think about dropping, saying no to, or streamlining. Aimless hustle. I'm guilty about this, and I imagine many of us are. So when I'm in, I want to build my business mode. Again, in my mind, that translates to do more, do more, do more. And so what happens is that, I don't know about you, but my energy level is going to be just so much in a particular day. And if I continue to work after I'm peaked, I am just aimlessly hustling. So I end up sitting in front of the computer thinking I'm working and doing good in the world. And I'm just I don't know what I'm doing, right? It's just aimless. It's aimless hustle, right? I'm cruising Facebook, I'm cruising LinkedIn, I might drop an occasional comment. Let me tell you, because I just instituted this in my business. I stopped working Friday afternoon, period. I'm done. I have a coaching call at 12 to 1. At 1 o'clock, I'm off the clock. I also, for me, I'm a morning person. I start at 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I am done by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The rest of the world is still working. I'm not. So if I am, I'm kidding myself. That's aimless hustle. So take a look at your patterns of work. Where are you aimlessly hustling? Where are your energy levels high? Maximize, optimize your schedule for those. And we've talked about time management a lot. And one of the things I talk about all the time is, make sure that you're focusing on the times of the day and the week when you are high energy and making sure that you're doing the best you can then and not doing as much, if at all, during your low energy points. How many people out there are morning people? And how many people are night owls? My husband was a night owl. And so as I was, you know, phasing out, he would be like on it. And we were very, very much opposites. But I know myself well enough now to know that if I'm trying to do something that necessitates an awful lot of creative thinking or being on point, anything after 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm not going to be at my best. And I need to honor that with how I schedule my day. I rarely take coaching calls after 3 o'clock because I know I'm not going to be giving my best. So I just want to challenge you guys to think about your energy levels and where you are or are not using your energy well. So again, drop a comment in there so I know, are you a morning person or an afternoon or an evening person, and are you really using your high energy times well? So back to that streamlining point is, don't be aimlessly hustling. If you're spent for the day or if you're trending down in your energy, stop. For heaven's sake, stop, because you're not going to be doing your best work. You're not going to be giving your best to your clients. Just stop. And if the issue is you have too much work, then let's talk about how you can craft your business so that you're outsourcing, you're delegating, you're getting help. Because if you're operating at that level of burnout or that level of hustle, we have to think about how we're going to rearrange your business so you don't have to do that. All right. Some more energy robbers. Ooh, this comes up a lot. Comparing yourself to others. Again, this goes back to getting people out of your radar, off your radar, who are not helpful to you. The amount of time that you spend comparing yourself to other women entrepreneurs is time misspent. You're driving your own train, right? You're going to do it at your own pace. It might not be as fast or as slow as anybody else, but who cares, right? You get to decide how big a business you want, how small a business you want. Do you want to be wrapping your business around your kids who are in school? Do you want to just be working 3 days a week? Do you just want to be working 6 hours a day? You get to decide. And anybody else's reality is not yours. I hate seeing the Facebook posts that say, I went from zero to $1 million in 12 months. And I'm like, who cares? I mean, that's not my reality. And that's not something I would ever want to do. So I work hard to not let that stuff in because it doesn't do anything but rob me of my self-esteem. And so I'm very protective of the kinds of messages that I allow in, and I'm very protective of who else I look to. I've said this in other Facebook lives. I do look at other coaches for inspiration, but I certainly don't compare my path to them because it's irrelevant, right? We all have our own paces and our own energy levels and our own desires in life. So be careful of that. More comments. Let me see comments here. Jean, I am not a morning person. I can stay up all night easier than getting up early. Wow. I do get up early when I need to. I just don't like it. Wow. That's not me. Good for you, Jean. At least, and again, you know where your peak hours are, your peak energy are. That's the whole point, right? So it doesn't matter where it happens during the day, but that's the point. So good on you that you do know. All right, the comparing yourself to others. One of the things, again, that I had to really come to grips with after my husband died and after I came back into the business world, because I really was trying to be in it, but I was a good 4 or 5 months when I just wasn't with it. Um, I had to really decide, how big do I want my business to be? How important is my business in my life? Because what I saw with my husband is life doesn't last forever. And I have to be very careful how I spend my next months and years. It has to be intentional. And so I decided that a certain level of business was going to be fine with me. And I'm involved with a number of coaching programs where I'm the student, where the drive is more and more and more, bigger, bigger, better, bigger, bigger, better. And I'm the odd man out because I'm saying at this point in my life, bigger is not better. And that's fine with me. So you need to, so in that end, I have to be, again, or I have to get my blinders on and close my ears to the people who are saying, you go, you go, you go. I'm not going to go, go, go like that because that's not the life that I want. If it is for you, go, go, go. But I took a careful look at my work life balance and my emotional expenditure and decided how much effort and energy I wanted to put into my business so that it fed me, not someone else's idea about what I should be doing with my entrepreneurial venture. So do that for yourself. Make sure that you are running your own show and not comparing yourself to other people. All right. Couple of other comments here. Comparing yourself to others. Okay, normalcy. I just said no to normalcy. My idea of normal is not everybody else's idea of normal, right? So I work from 6:30 to 3, 7 to 3, and that's my normal. And that's not every day. Every day is kind of different, but I have to be willing to accept my own normalcy. And I have to be willing to say no to other people's definition of what normal is. However, I also have to be willing and ready to accept risk. If you're an entrepreneur, you've got to be able to tolerate the roller coaster because it's a part and parcel of what we do, right? There are good months and bad months. There are good seasons and bad seasons. And that has to be okay with you, or you shouldn't be on the entrepreneurial roller coaster. So you're never going to have 100% certainty about what you're doing. Never. Shit happens, as they say, right? Who could have predicted the pandemic? Who could have predicted, so much of what's influenced us in the past year and a half? Um, you have to be able to take in the fact that even though you've done all your math and you've done all your forecasting, nothing is ever certain. So that you have to be okay with that. So if you're looking for consistency, if you're looking for normalcy, you got to, again, streamline that right out of your life. All right, last thing that I am truly a broken record when I say this, and if you've been listening to me for a while, you know this, stop doing everything, right? So you can't do all the things, right? I can't do a podcast and work the hours that I want to work. It's not where I want to put my energy. I have someone else helping me with my social media because I can't do it all myself. And if you think you have to do it all, this is what's going to get you right up against the wall, right? You're gonna burn out. You're gonna run out of energy before your time. So two things on that. You don't have to be doing everything, meaning you don't have to do that podcast. If you want to send out a newsletter every 2 weeks instead of every 1 week, more power to you. If you want to if you want to launch a new program once a quarter or two times a year, that's fine. You don't have to be doing, 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 doing. And the other thing is, do you have enough support so that you aren't doing everything? So the concept of delegating, are you doing that to the degree that you can? Are you comfortable delegating? Are you going to tell me you don't have any money to bring someone on? Let's talk because I can walk you through how you can get around that. Stop doing everything. So streamline what you feel you have to be doing and make sure you get as much support as you can. Even in areas like, can you get some help with food prep or grocery shopping? It doesn't have to be in the business arena, but do you have enough help at home so that you aren't doing everything at home either? We only have so much energy to spend in a day, right? So if someone else could help you with the food prep or the grocery shopping or the meal planning or the laundry or whatever, maybe it's family members, maybe you outsource that to someone, right? So these are some things that you want to have your radar up on, right? Stop doing everything. So my overall theme here, someone says, what did you just say? I hired my son to manage my social media. Hey, Sean. I mean, I love that. You've got family members. How do I get this out of here? If you have family members who you can trust and rely on and will do a good job to bring into your business, woohoo, that is fabulous, right? So I love that idea. Again, make sure that they can do the job that you want done. And Sean, you're the one who decides on that. Maybe he's fantastic at this, but be sure that whoever you bring in from your family and friends, it's not just because they're family and friends, but they're going to do the right job. Sean, so good for you. That's so fantastic. And again, that's one thing off your radar, out of your life. I'm sure you check up on how he's doing stuff, but that's off your list. My gesture of getting stuff off your desk, that's another thing that you've done well. So that's fantastic. All right. So overall, I think the thing that I've learned the most in the last 6 months is that I'm in charge of creating the life that I want. I'm in charge of creating the quality of life that I want so that I'm not the business, meaning it's not just me who's running the business. I also am the one who am deciding, where does my business fit into my overall happiness, right? I personally might not be happy with a 7-figure business. I don't know, but I don't think that's where I'm heading. Again, I'm older than most of you. I'm 68. Do I want to be hustling that hard? Don't think so. So I have to be one to define what's going to be success for me. And that's something we don't do a lot of. In my coaching programs, and if you're doing one-to-one coaching with me, the place we start is, what do you want to build? What do you want to create? What is your definition of success? Because it's up to you and you get to decide whatever you want there. It's not bigger is more. It's not anything other than what's going to make you happy. So that's the overall purpose of this whole streamline, say no to get your business where you want it to be. So my philosophy and my coaching centers around simplifying, streamlining, and doing the right things to get the best result. That's just how I roll. That's how I roll with my clients. That's how I've helped my clients get the best results. When we do focus on tactics, I'm usually all over them and saying, what's going to provide you the biggest ROI? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Could you get someone else to do that? Why are you doing this at all? So really I'm all about simplifying, streamlining, and being as effective at creating the life and business that you want that you possibly can. That's how I roll. So if any of you would like to work with me, and I would love to work with any of you to help you get your business and your life where you want it, according to you, why don't you set up a discovery call with me and we can chat through what's working for you, what's not working for you, how could I possibly be of help? I would love that. So you are no longer alone, my dears. I am here to help you if I can. Anybody have questions? Yes. So does this resonate with you guys? I mean, it's funny to hear a coach say, do less, streamline, cut down. But honestly, in my own business and on my own life, that's what's led to success for me. Defining my own success, understanding what makes me do my best, and then defining my business around that life. So if I can help you with that, please, please, please contact me. I'll put a link to my calendar in the down below when I file the video, and hit me up for a discovery call. I'd love to have more conversation because I love to talk. and we can talk about your business and how mine might be of help. Any questions, anybody? Going once, going twice. I don't see any. If you think of things you want to talk about after we're done, feel free to go back in the comments section. I'll circle back and answer your questions. Thank you as always for spending time with me on Wednesdays. I love, love, love it. It's so nice to interact with you all. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.